This little boy went missing on the 18th of March 2022. 4 months later, a decomposing body was found with visible evidence of missing vital organs. Suspected to be the body of 6-year-old Tlotso Karema, the Botswana police conducted a DNA testing that concluded the mutilated decomposing body was that of the 6-year-old boy that went missing 4 months ago in Lobatse, Botswana. His mother Katsego Fese and stepfather Love Mositole were both devastated by this discovery. They were looking for their son all through the 4 months with the help of other members of the community. Protests and bonfire nights were held on behalf of the missing boy. Before the police found his body, the entire community was upset and calling on the government and the police to do their best and bring this boy back home, alive. However, hearing that his body may have been discovered sent anger and frustration down the spines of these people who were hoping that this boy would come home alive. Tlotso Karema's parents rejected the police DNA result and they said that they would conduct their own private DNA testing to, check if the decomposing mutilated body was that of their missing son. Now, it's not stated if they ever, went on with their own personal DNA testing, but eventually they got to accept the DNA results and agreed that their missing son has been killed. Now the case of a missing 6-year-old boy has turned into a case of murder. The police were no longer looking for a kidnapper, they were now looking for a murderer. And it did not take long before they found who the killer was. And you would not believe who it was. Tlotso Karema's stepfather was immediately arrested as the man behind the disappearance and eventual murder of the 6-year-old boy. The same man who was devastated and helping the police and the community look for the son of his girlfriend. It was quite interesting that it took the police a whole 4 months to finally arrest him as a suspect. The fact that they had to wait for the little boy's decomposing body before taking the father into custody was something that was pretty much questionable. It got a lot of people in Botswana thinking that the police were covering something. A lot of the citizens felt that the police were not being truthful in their investigation. And it's not clear how the police were able to figure out that he was the one behind it. But according to some sources, the Friday that Tlotso Karema went missing, he was said to be on his way back from school. Someone had come to pick him from school, but he never got home. Love Mositole was supposed to be the one who was, supposed to pick the little boy from school. And according to some sources still, when he went to school, he did not see the boy, and then he went home to meet his wife and, assuming that the boy was at home already. But the wife told him that Tlotso was not home. And I guess it was at this point that they knew the boy was missing. This is Lovemore and Tlotso. You can see how young the little boy was here with the stepfather. So this man is not a new person in this little boy's life. For all that is worth, there is a chance that Tlotso Karema believed that this was his father. However, it was said that after the police interrogated Lovemore deeply, he eventually confessed to selling the little boy for 200,000 pula, equivalent to like 1 million naira. It was said that he confessed to selling his stepson to ritualists, and that it was those ritualists who eventually killed him and took his vital organs. And it was said when they asked him why he did it, he said he needed the money to go to Canada. So basically, he sold his son to ritualists so he could go to Canada. As of early July, he was arraigned in court. But there is a very big problem, because this case, as it's looking, seems to not be the end of it. There are a lot of complications, potholes, and honestly, contradictions. That begs the question, did Love Mositole really sell his stepson to ritualists? Or is the Botswana police trying to cover up something? These are some of the complications in this case. One of the first complications to this story is the fact that Love Mositole is not from Botswana. He is from Zimbabwe. And so when he was arraigned in court, it was said that language was a barrier for him. Botswana speak English and Setswana as their national language. But for some reason, right now and right there in the court, Love Mositole seems or appears to not understand neither English nor Setswana. Which begs the question, how was he relating with the wife who is from Botswana, living in Botswana? How was he relating with friends and neighbors and other people in Botswana? Remember, he has been in the life of this little boy since he was a toddler. Look at the little boy here. He was clearly a baby here. And this is Lovemore with him. Which clearly means that Lovemore has been in Botswana for at least 4 years. Or let's say 2. But we know it's over a year. And for him to be in Botswana that long, he would have to communicate with people. And it kind of have to be fluently, at least. So how is he all of a sudden unable to speak a language in the court? He doesn't speak the national language and he can't speak English. Another thing, let's assume for some reason he cannot speak English nor could he speak Setswana. How was he able to confess to the police that he was the one who sold the little boy to Ritualists for 200,000 pula? I mean, he must have said it in a language that he and the police must have understood. Because it doesn't make sense that now that he's in court, standing trial for the disappearance and murder of the little boy, he suddenly can't speak English nor could he speak Setswana. All of a sudden, he needs a translator. And why is that a problem? Wasn't that seen before he came to the court? A lot of people in Botswana are praying that he gets the maximum sentence. But don't forget that it was the police who told us that he confessed to killing this boy or selling this boy to ritualists. It wasn't like he was the one who confessed with his mouth. We didn't see a tape or a record of him making the confession. And that is making a lot of people have doubts whether or not he actually confessed. Personally, for me, for the police to say that he said so with his mouth, I don't see why the Botswana police would want to lie on him like that. After all, the case is actually still going to court. But him playing dumb and acting like he does not hear the language is what is sketchy to me. It's almost like he's trying to get away with killing that little boy. Because if he was able to confess to the police, he should be able to stand trial in the court of law. Because he is clearly playing dumb. He is clearly acting ignorant because a country where you've been for over a year, where you dated someone from that country, you played the role of stepfather to the child of someone from that country, you had friends in that country. It was even said you spoke to the police and communicated with the police in only God knows what language. Now, in the court of law, you can't hear a language and you need a translator. I mean, I get that part, but it's going to feel like something is off with that idea of him needing a translator all of a sudden. How was he communicating with his wife? How? Did they have a secret language, or does the wife hear his own language and he doesn't hear his? Well, that's a possibility. The point is, some people are feeling like the police are pinning it on him because they don't have any other lead, and also because he's a foreigner. At the same time, people believe that his confession is credible and that he actually did sell that boy. After all, there's no way the boy would have gotten missing like that without the help of someone close to him. Another shocking allegation to this story is the questioning of the mother of the little boy. A lot of people are coming for the little boy's mother because they feel that she might know something too. How does the man she brings into her life sell her own child and she didn't know? And people are also calling her out for not showing enough emotions. Some are saying she did not cry enough, some are saying she's not bitter enough, some are saying she's not even, shocked enough that the man that she has been living with, her boyfriend, her husband, the stepfather to her child, turned out to be the one who sold the boy to ritualists. And it's actually normal for people to want to police her feelings because they're expecting more from her. If she overcries and overweeps, they'll say she's faking it. If she doesn't, they'll say she had a hand in it. At the same time, we still don't know. The case is still very fresh. Right now, he still needs a translator in court, so we don't even know where they will go from there. Maybe when the case in court goes a lot deeper, the truth may come out. If he's being accused falsely, we would eventually get to hear him deny it. And if the wife had a hand in it, I guess it will also come out. The case is currently ongoing right now in Botswana, so we will just have to keep tabs on it and follow it and see how it turns out. It will really be a big shock if it turns out that the two of them had a hand in the disappearance and death of this young man. It will be a total shock. But you guys, let me know what you think about this case so far. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, and stay connected to this page should there be any updates. I will be happy to let you guys know.